Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. I'm Ishtiaq Rana, available with another important training session for just to create some better awareness to our general public and the community. It's not like only to the first aiders like working or serving to different companies. Even the intention is for general public there must be some awareness globally because a lot of people are dying just because no one is capable to give them a better first aid, or the emergency first response was missing because of lack of awareness or knowledge. And like, let me give you an example. In USA, American Heart Association, they just guided 2 steps to almost all 50 states of USA, and the 2 steps were like how to call 911 in case of emergency, and uh, how to push harder and faster in the middle of the chest, just to make sure you have some CPR best practice. And this is how they are saving a lot of lives, in USA. So with the same idea, I thought through our YouTube channel Learning Zone, why not to create some public awareness, especially for this first aid, CPR, and AED even. So warmly welcome to the to all the viewers, and heartily thanks for subscribing our channel, because your motivation will be giving us energy to keep this momentum continue. Because sharing is caring, and that's what we believe. And I'm sure either you are a first aider or a safety professional, or you are working anywhere within a company or anywhere in the world, this video will be helpful for you, inshallah. So always I start my training with some open discussion, but just you as an individual have to think about what are the real root causes of different kind of injuries or accidents or incidents. But anyhow, out of my 3,000 training sessions, this is what I got. Maybe you can start reading or finding the way to understand. But the number one was the shortcuts. When people do things as quick as possible, or they try to impress their boss, or they just ignore safety rules and regulations, or they believe it's a time waste. So definitely, or the right set of tools or equipment not available, and they believe still they can manage their job, are creating a lot of incidents and accidents, including minor or major injuries. So what are the real root causes of cardiac arrest, this heart attack? What are the major reasons or root causes? Just start thinking, or you can find out, some of the information from Google, because I want you to be a better learner, passionate learner. But later on, surely I'll be mentioning, what are the root causes of this cardiac arrest. Now, how can we minimize the incidents? Can we? Again, this is an important wake-up call to all of you, and start thinking how we can minimize this kind of injuries, incidents, or accidents, or even some kind of near misses, like, and can we basically required a can-do attitude, So I always believe impossible word even itself says, I am possible. So we can't say nothing is possible, or it's something impossible. No, as a team, as an individual, even sometimes we can achieve quite easily our desired goals, or as per our plans even. Now again, I'm giving another question to all of you. Why do you need first aid training? Start thinking. But one of the benefit is you'll be capable to give uh, first aid, or the first emergency response to the injured person, or a person who suddenly became unconscious. Of course you'll be helping him like a first doctor, no, but not the final doctor. So if technically you are well familiar, but trust me, you can save a lot of lives, wherever you believe someone is unconscious or is unable to take breath. So of course you can understand some of the CPR steps like cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the artificial breathing system. I'll guide all the steps within this video. Just stay tuned and watch this video. Otherwise, plan your time when you will be able to watch this video fully. Because after this training, surely you'll be capable as a first aider, inshallah. This is just a graph, especially for the companies, I would say, either they're the global brands or the local small, medium industries. First of all, they all have to remember more accidents means is equal to no customers. So if your accident graph is going up and up, like in 2018, let's take an example, your accidents were 8, and in 2019, instead of minimizing or reducing or, uh, eliminating this number or minimizing this number, so your accidents are still going up. Like in 2018, 10 incidents or accidents were there, and in 2019, 15 accidents are there, and in 2020, unfortunately, God forbid, you have 20 accidents. So what do you think? Would any customer or brand or even the newly employees would love to join your company, or can you be alive as a company in the market? And do you think you can go for bidding with better confidence to get more projects? Of course not. And that is why, several brands, they have a strong criteria. If this accident graph is going up and up for any company, they'll make them blacklist and they'll not give any business to them, because that graph shows that company is irresponsible. They don't want to give any importance to safety. And on the other side, I always mention, one terrible incident can destroy the overall goodwill of the company. I'm giving example of one incident. And all such terrible incidents, of course, you can go to YouTube and for the last 200 years, see how many incidents that happened and still are happening, even though a lot of engineers are working there, and we have plenty of but that means the self-realization at some level is missing. So we have to be the safety manager of ourselves. We need to accept that responsibility, that my safety, first of all, my responsibility, and then we can, of course, uh, blame others. So first is our key intention must be to be capable as a safety manager for myself, for my area, for my processes, for my department, for my team members. Now, hazards which we all face sometimes. I took these two slides from Saudi Aramco because they quite easily explained, what are the different types of hazards. But they made two categories, like safety hazards and health hazards. And what they believe is a safety hazard is anything that can have adverse impact on your safety, and could be electrical, gravity, mechanical, motion, and pressure. Health hazards, the definition what Saudi Aramco believes is a health hazard is anything that can have an adverse impact on your health, And health hazards categories, subcategories, you can say, are biological, like COVID-19 or coronavirus is a biological hazard. So these are some of the examples given there: chemical, radiation, noise and vibration, and temperature. So get some time to understand what these type of hazards available nearby you, and how you're gonna make sure they're not damaging your safety or your health, or even to your company as well. You can get some time just to spot the hazards. I'm not going to put more time here, but just you need to think about, because previous two slides is all about 10 different kind of hazards. So you just need to see, either within this picture, is there any electrical hazard? If you believe there. Okay, guys, welcome back with a short break. But let me just share the page so you can see, what we are talking about. So what I mean is, just see these pictures, and uh, you must need to find out of 10 different hazards. Is there any electrical hazard or mechanical or gravity or motion or pressure? So if you believe there are some hazards, so you must be technically and logically correct. So I'm giving you this, exercise to make sure you spend some time and start understanding what kind of hazards are there within this picture. This is the second picture. Again, you can spend some time, spot the hazards, see the behavior, see the shortcuts, overall unsafe conditions, different kind of unsafe acts are there. See this picture also, look at this door, look at this hero. So find out what different hazards you believe are there. So that is your exercise. You have to be capable how to identify different kind of hazards, because if such situations are there, of course, more first aid or injuries cases will be there. Look at this picture as well. Another one, another one, another one. And if such situations are there at your project site or within your company or anywhere, even at your home, just imagine anytime something can happen terribly, right? Look at the behavior, the mindset, like they have hard hat area, but he is not willing to wear. They have no smoking sign, but they love to smoke. They have fire exit, but they love to block. And this lady, instead of health and safety posters, she likes bike, and look at the tripping hazard. So if such kind of situation or conditions are there, of course, more first aid cases you'll be facing wherever you are working or living even. So it's a strong wake up call, guys. If such situations are there and you are simply damn care about of any sort of hazards available within your company or at your home or wherever you are, even at the road, like you're driving, still you need to understand what could be the hazards in my surrounding, and accordingly you must try to take some precautions or have some better control. So if you simply ignore the safety or health hazards, so that could be the result. And God forbid, I pray and I wish there shouldn't be anyone who will be injured or having some fracture or the eye injury or even the broken legs actually. But mostly the slip, slips and fall is the number one cause of fatalities globally. So we truly need to be very much careful whenever we work at height. And look at some of the pictures. Maybe it will help you to understand how things can go out of control. Now I'm giving another question. You can search. I'm not going to tell everything within this presentation, but I want you to be a better passionate learner. So you just need to find out the oxygen percentage we need as a human being. Like at this time, what is my need of oxygen in terms of percentage? So same like for you actually. So just to start learning some of the things by yourself. But I'm giving you some questions, of course, same way, what is confined space? You need to find the answer. H2S permissible exposure limit. Again, search and find some better information related to H2S, especially permissible exposure limit. Like if you're working in a confined space, so can you work if H2S is above than 10 ppm, or if you are going to work, can you work without SCABA or SABA or without breathing apparatus? Same way, carbon monoxide, what is the permissible exposure limit? Same for LEL, lower explosive limit, for the percentage for PEL, permissible exposure limit. Now another question, maximum inner temperature of our body. You need to find the answer of that question also. Why I'm creating this question, I want you guys to be a better continual passionate learner. Don't expect that everything someone will be putting in your brain actually. So you also need to develop a hobby like a researcher. Like you need to search some information, and this will give you a better energy, and You have time for breakfast, you have time for lunch, you have time for dinner, you have time for different kind of duties, but one of the duty you from today to onward, you need to create for yourself, just for your development. So every day, start learning something new and new. And I'm giving some questions again, how many types of degrees of burns are there? Of course, so within this presentation, I'll be guiding you up, but still you can search. Now, common root causes of heart attack. Uh, might be the moment the word heart attack is there, you will start thinking of maybe the blood pressure, maybe some stress, and because of this blood pressure, maybe because of over stress, or so many other lifestyles or health issues somebody could have. But remember, the key root cause of a heart attack is high blood pressure. Now we are going to discuss our most important word. Why? That is why I'm making this video, for our channel, Training Zone. And please, let me repeat again, and it's a humble request. Refer this channel to your family members, to your kids, and even anyone is working anywhere, so they can start learning, on a daily basis, because I'm a very passionate professional. So in my plan, I will be making something new, every day, and sharing different kind of knowledge, especially related to safety, health, environment, and CSR, food safety, and plenty of other soft skill like emotional intelligence, how to be a better decision maker, time management, so certain different kind of trainings I'll be uploading here, inshallah. So today our topic is first aid. So before we move on, it's really important to understand what is first aid. So it's an immediate care given to a person who is been injured or has been suddenly taken ill. So who is first aider? Anyone who's capable. So you, after watching this video, you have to be capable. That means you have to be competent, of providing first aid services, and that is we call first aider, and personally I call them as a first doctor as well, but they're not the final doctor. So what are the key objectives of this first aid? Is help for others, because humanity is everything, so you must be, there must be some empathy, and your kindness is everything. So make sure you have this passion to help others, and help others, but don't expect anything in return. Like, I'm making these videos and I should not expect that you will give me something back, but yes, I'm requesting if you can pray for me, and you can promote our channel, so of course it will be helping a lot to the general public and different kind of communities. And at the end, maybe a time will come and we'll start earning also some of money, maybe from YouTube, as an official partner, inshallah. But that's the latest stage. So at this moment, I have only one intention: to share and share, because we should not take our knowledge to the graveyard. It's much better to share while you are alive, right? And second objective of this training is the self-help. You must be capable even to help yourself. Preparation for disasters like flood, earthquake, fire, accidents. You must be capable how to tackle such kind of disasters. What are the key qualities of a first aider? Make sure he is well aware about first aid. While if you watch this video with full focus and with zeal, and with keen interest, so of course I'm sure you'll be, inshallah, the perfect first aider. So what is the second quality? You respond quickly to call for assistance. And the third one is adopt a methodical approach, and he must be confident, must be confident. He must be the encourager, especially for the victims, not the discourager. Like, oh, you are going to die. What happened to you? I'm unable to help you up. And just you started demotivating. Instead of being encourager, you are trying to discourage that victim, and he's already in trouble, right? So you have to be the motivator. You have to be a person who gives energy, the positive energy, and then the victim, of course, will start feeling that he is in the safe hands. But remember, before performing first aid, performing first aid for any victim, please check for, you surely have to, because your safety must be your first priority. So like electrical hazards, chemical hazards, noxious or toxic gases, ground hazards, fire and unstable equipment. So if these hazards are there, you have to be careful, especially for your safety. That means if you're going to give first aid, to any person, make sure, first of all, your safety is there, is not a danger zone, is not a confined space, it's not a space where already toxic gases are spread out. So you need to, otherwise, if such conditions are there, you need to get some rescue team members and they'll bring the victim to the safer zone, and then you'll start giving first aid. But remember, during treatment, it's very much important. You have to avoid coughing, breathing, or speaking over the wound, because a lot of germs, or that is why, even against this COVID-19, why the mask is recommended, that this disposable mask. The reason is your virus, God forbid, or your germs, if something you have within yourself, of course, you can't deliver to others. So it's a win-win situation to make sure, you are securing yourself and keeping safe to others as well. Avoid contact with body fluids. That's an important point. Use a face shield or mask with one-way wall when doing active resuscitation, or use only clean bandages and dressings. So within your first aid, we don't have a trend to keep a first aid box at home, but I'm recommending and requesting to all of you, please, you must have a first aid box at home as well. It's not like only for the companies, because you have kids, different guests are coming, or sometimes you have get together or on different occasions. So make sure if somebody get injured, God forbid, so you must have a first aid box even at home. But in mostly companies, we have, but make sure these are clean bandages and dressings, and avoid treating more than one casualty without washing hands and changing gloves. So that means the gloves, disposable gloves, must be within your first aid box. Now remember, so before, during, and after. Now we are going to talk about after. So clean up both casualty and yourself, clean up the immediate vicinity, and also dispose of dressing, bandages, gloves, and soiled clothing correctly. Wash hands with soap and water. So these are some of the precautions for yourself. Now let's talk about CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. How to give hands only CPR. If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, call 911. As per USA and even in Saudi Arabia, especially in Saudi Aramco, they started using this 911. Like in Pakistan, we have rescue 1122. So, or we normally call to our doctor, or, or the family doctor, or maybe some friends even, to take you to the hospital. But if someone is there who can help you while you are unconscious, or you are unable to take breathing, or you have some sudden heart attack, and the person is fully familiar how to give, you know, how to push harder and faster in the center of the chest, at least up to 100 times in per minute. So maybe there would be a lot of chances to survive. Now, let me give you some practical steps which you guys have to follow. First of all, you need to check the circulation, like check the patient for heart height pulse for 5 to 10 seconds. So do not check for more than 10 seconds. And previously it was ABC, now this is CAB. Look at the picture. If you are unable to understand the words, at least follow the steps. So CAB, we call it CAB. That means compressions, airway, and breathing. And how are we gonna give compressions? You can interlock your fingers like this, interlock your fingers, and this palm should be like, in the middle of your chest here, because this middle bone is the strong one. So you just need to put there and start pushing like 1, 2, 3, but you need to lock your elbows, it's not like this. Okay, so what you need to do, 1, 2, 3, 4. So This is how you need to give compressions, but how many and how deeper I'll be discussing in the next slide. But how to clear the airway, you just need to put one hand here and the chin and just clear. So this windpipe, if there is anything inside, of course, we need another way to get it out. But mostly if tongue is there, or or the person is unable to take easy breathing, so of course you just need to try to clear the windpipe. And then you need to give mouth to mouth, or this breathing, so 2 breaths and then 30 compressions. We'll be discussing these technical points in the next slide. So what is CPR? Cardio, like heart, pulmonary, lung, resuscitation, revive, revitalize, serves an artificial heartbeat and an artificial respirator. Okay, so you can see here also how you're gonna, where you just need to learn how to tie up your hand, and then where you exactly have to put your hand. So see, this is clearly, and this is how you need to tie up your hands, interlock your fingers. Now, this slide is very much important because you can get a clear understanding how you're going to give compressions. So don't push more than 2 inch. Okay, you need to push in the middle, but don't push more than 2 inch, or 1.5 to 2 inches. 1.5 inch to 2 inches. More than that, you will press or put some compression and more pressure, so maybe the ribs can break up, and that would be another terrible, so less chances of survival would be there. So make sure you give right compressions. You must be capable to interlock your fingers and then clear the airway and give breathing and circulation. So compressions, you need to push 1.5 or 2 inch maximum down, and on the other side 30 compressions in one cycle. So 2 breath, 30 compressions. You will keep continue until the ambulance arrived, or you get some medical help. Remember, you are the first doctor but not the final one. Like, you can't decide, oh, the person is no more. Just you need to remember that one. I repeat again, you are the first doctor, but not the final one to decide the person is no more. Because you need to keep this continue, this CPR, this CAP process must be continued, until the medical help or the ambulance arrive. So for chest compressions, 2 hands for adults, so 1 or 2 hands for children, and 2 fingers for an infant. And this is the technical point which I would like to remember to all of you, that 30 chest compressions and 2 breaths. So you give 2 breaths and 30 chest compressions, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just need to be very much clear with this cycle, and don't push more than 2 inch, and don't push lightly only, because you need to push in a way that the lung should be capable to grip some air. Or you can see some videos on YouTube, or you can go to OSHA website, or American Heart Association. You'll find some videos for sure. And see, the AED can also be used. The map or the layout or the diagram given on the pads, quite clear. You just need to start the machine and peel off, and just place the pad as per the drawing or as per the diagram given on the pads, and then wait. Automatically machine will be evaluating and speaking. Stay away from the, or be away from the victim. Shock required. So this AED will be giving shock, and the 60% to 90% survival, 70% survival chances will be increase, inshallah. But you have to use this AED immediately. But mostly companies, they are reluctant to buy. But I noted for Saudi Aramco, when I deliver few of the sessions to Saudi Aramco, even have AED displayed like a first aid box, like a fire extinguisher. So you can find AED everywhere. So why they kept this one? Because they know the 60 to 70% survival chances will go up if they use AED immediately for the unconscious person or the person who's suddenly captured with heart attack. And look at, this is what I was talking about. You must need to understand how to interlock your fingers, and accordingly, you need to push for 30 times, okay, and 2 breaths. And keep this momentum. This is how you need to tilt back and clear the windpipe. But make sure, while you're giving breaths, you just need to pinch the nose. Otherwise, the air will blow out from the nostrils. Otherwise, keep this, but of course at home, mostly hard to keep all these things, but still you must be capable how to follow these steps. Or if you're unable, watch this video again and again, and I'm sure you will get a clear understanding. This is how AED can work. Like, you need to place one, you just need to peel off and paste, the tags here, like the pads here, 2 locations, and then start the machine, then follow the machine instruction. The machine will be talking automatically and guiding you automatically. You just need to follow the instructions. If you believe something is still in the windpipe, or something they have in the mouth, so this is another recovery position. So automatically it will be go out from the mouth, or you can use some safe method to remove if something is there within the mouth. Now let's talk about snake bite. Snake bite, how do we handle it? What is the treatment? Make sure you have constructive bandage, which need to be applied for 30 minutes, and then relax for 30 seconds and continue until antivenom can be obtained. Keep victim absolute rest. Keep the victim calm and as level as possible, and seek the medical aid. So, whenever you believe you are unable to tackle any sort of case, so just at least do a favor to call the ambulance, or call to the medical help actually. So that would be great help. But especially in Saudi Arabia, this idea is not acceptable to cut, because you can't, as a first aider, you are not authorized to cut the skin, or you're not authorized to inject, and you're not authorized to decide that the person is no more. Electrocution, the best ways to find out the root causes and eliminate or minimize the root causes. And then, of course, you will see less number of incidents related to electrocution. But electricity, we have at home, we have in our companies, in our offices, we have to be careful. Otherwise, if somebody still have some issues, the first step is turn off the source of electricity, use non-conductive material, dial for medical services, check the victim's vital sign, otherwise go for CPR. Head injury, again, minimize the root causes, because you have to be proactive rather than, because keeping first aiders is still a reactive approach. Like, you are welcoming the injuries or incidents, or major or minor. So much better is have a injuries prevention system, have some incidents or accidents prevention system, because prevention is better than cure, right? इलाज परहेज से better है. So इस point of view से, you just need to make sure whatever you are learning here, the first thing is to prevent. Like, even at your home, remove the maximum possibilities of head injuries, the root causes of head injuries. Otherwise, make sure you take that victim into a dim quiet area, and you just need to elevate head and shoulders slightly, and make sure if a wound is bleeding, dress it with gaze, and also don't leave the victim unattended. And if the victim is got unconscious, go for CPR, or don't do anything if you are not confident. If you believe you can't manage it well, just call the medical ambulance or medical help. Burns, you just need to again minimize, find out the root causes and put some corrective preventive actions. Otherwise, try understand if it is a first degree burn, 3 different degrees of burn are there. The first degree burn, what is the treatment? You just need to keep the injury, under cool running water for at least 10 minutes. Container of cold water can also be helping. And make sure, if the injury is on the part of a body where jewelry or snug clothing is present, carefully remove them before it begins to swell. If you will not remove, like you have a ring and there is injury, so if you don't remove, there would be a more possibility of swelling. Then that ring would be harder to remove. Apply moisturizing lotion, and that should be part of your first aid box. The second degree burn is all about we need to make sure we avoid infection. Brush daily and antibiotic cream can also be used. And again, these items must be part of your first aid box. The third degree burn is all about see, it's hard to manage. Just cover and send that guy to the hospital. Don't try to be the expert doctor at all. You are the first doctor, but not the final one, not the specialized one. So what you are going to do? Just immediate help, immediate care, emergency first, emergency response. So you are the emergency responder. If it is an open wound, the first challenge is to stop the bleed. And how are we going to make sure? Just put some direct pressure and otherwise obtain medical attention. The reason is you never know how deeper that cut is. So it's much better to send to the hospital and see if stitches are required or some other treatment. Closed wound, normally no break in the skin, blood is not lost to the body, less chance of infection because the area is still covered with the skin. So no specific RX, but general measures for prevention are there. Eye injury, first of all, remember if there is any metal part in the eye, don't try to pull it out by yourself. You just need to take a handkerchief or a kind of paper piece and just cover it up and make sure you simply send that guy to hospital. But if it is like well, because of some chemical, like H2S, the eyes are getting irritated. So just make sure you flush your eyes for 15 minutes, you know. So, or if there is like in Saudi Arabia, we normally have sandstone. If you believe the sand is inside the air, so just again flush your eyes with water. Now, shock. What is the best treatment? To keep the victim lying down and cover him only enough to keep him from the losing body heat. And position for a victim must be based on this upon his injuries. In case of spine or neck injury, make sure you don't move the victim and raise foot and from 8 to 12 inches. Heat stroke is a medical emergency, first of all. And what you required is cool the cavity, provide shaded cool area, remove outer garments and lie down and look at the picture. And slowly drink 1 quart of plain water. Choking means a windpipe, like you are eating something or just stuck something, in the windpipe and you are unable to take breathing. So what is the best way? Make sure you look at the pictures actually. So it will help you to understand. So what you have to do is to start by finding the proper stance behind the victim with one of your feet planted firmly between the victim's feet. Wrap one of your arms around the victim and place your hand a closed face just slightly above his belly button. Place your other hand directly on the top of the face. Squeeze means you need to give some pressure to the belly button. So automatically inside there would be some pressure. So it is necessary to dislodge the object in his windpipe. Okay, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. So I hope it will help to the general public and to you as well, wherever you're working. Just ensure your safety and be a better first aider or helper. If you need some official certifications, or so just you need to pass our exam, and we'll be more than welcome to We'll be more than happy to issue you a training certificate and ID, but the requirement is you need to pass our exam and attend our training. So please, it's a humble request, let's this trainings on channel to be published globally in all countries of the world. I'm trying to share it as much as possible because it's a general public awareness as well, not only for the companies, even for the general public. And I'm sure you'll be with me to help others without any expectations or without expecting some returns actually. Okay, so take care of yourself. Uh, just watch this video again and again. If you are facing some issues, still have some technical understanding issues, so please feel free to contact me or WhatsApp me, especially because usually hard to attend calls, but I always reply the first aid messages. So make sure you can WhatsApp me 00966. My WhatsApp number is 00966 59 Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye. Okay, guys, thank you very much.